Music industry plants, overpriced lip kits, ballers turn rappers, and a new women's basketball league. Listen, we have so much to talk about on the latest episode of The Wind Down. What's up, y'all? It's your girl Ashley Friends here, and welcome to the first episode of The Wind Down, where we wind down and go through some of the most popular marketing and branding campaigns and pop culture moments from some of your favorite brands and artists as we sip on our favorite drink. Now listen, I don't know about y'all. A lot of people are doing dry January. I'm doing damp January, to where it's like I'm maybe only drinking once or twice. So today we are sipping on my good Fiji. Cheers. I love my water, y'all. Like, I don't drink any soda, no juice. I need to have my water. I drink like 4 to 6 bottles of water a day, but I do want to try different drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic. So if you have any suggestions on what I should be trying on this series, please let me know in the comments. All right, let's get into it. The first thing we're going to be talking about is Doechii. And for those who don't know, she is a beautiful rapper that took the world by storm back in 2024. Okay, so she dropped her project, Alligator Bites Never Heal, and she had some amazing assets for her rollout. Not only did she go on tour, she had a style guide for her fans. She created multiple different snippets of freestyles leading up to the drop of her project. She even had dope collaborations with artists like Jayda, but I want to really get to the point where she drops Denial is a River, okay? Previously, before that, she had a bunch of different live performances. One on the Colbert Show where it was her and two of her dancers, and they had their hair braided together and they were dancing and performing. Another one with Tiny Desk, and then another one with Genius where she had Issa Rae ad-libbing the music. And people really started to see her creativity and the direction that she could really go as an amazing artist. Shortly after she started the promo for Denial is a River, which is one of the songs off of her latest project, Alligator Bites Never Heal. Now, she did a full rollout for this music video. Before the music video, she dropped little mini snippets providing ode to past Black sitcoms. So like Family Matters, Fresh Prince, and even telenovelas. She had some of her friends involved like Schoolboy Q, Zach Fox, and Baby Tate. It was a full-blown rollout. She even made an ode to Wendy Williams and her old radio show. And she had a live stream as the video was premiering. She had Baby Tate and a couple of other friends on the live stream. And I was really wondering, like, why is she doing all this for a music video? Well, she mentioned on the live stream that she was bubbling under the Hot 100 for Billboard and she really wanted to make it. Well, I think she did a pretty good job, or even better than that. She got over 1 million views in less than 24 hours and it was trending number 3 on YouTube. Shortly after that video premiered, some of the biggest artists in the industry like Billie Eilish was giving their props to her, as well as SZA. And of course, people had some thoughts and things to say. We saw things online saying that she was industry plant, that this was paid, it was payola, this was all paid advertising. There was no way that she can get all this attention or all this praise from these people in the industry. They didn't know who she was. She just popped out of nowhere, etc. And the thing is, what people don't understand, Doechii has been building a community since probably even before 2016. If you go on her YouTube page, you'll see videos dating back years and years of her manifesting and motivation and just chatting with her community. She has actual plaques from YouTube just from her videos outside of her musical content. The first time she dropped a song is 2016, which is almost 10 years ago. She went viral in 2020, and then she also went viral in 2023 for What It Is, Ho, What's Up? Like, everybody knows that song, right? She also got a feature with Kodak Black from that song. So the actual documentation of her dating back to 2016, 2015 of building a community. So it's very weird to me that people are saying, oh, all of a sudden, all these artists and all these big names are paying attention to her and everything is paid and all this other stuff, when there's actual documentation that she's just put in the work and this is her moment. And you start to wonder, there are so many other artists, whether it be rappers or singers, that people legit never heard about, didn't really have a big following, and they go viral on social media, and there's no question about it. People aren't side-eyeing or wondering why someone's doing this. But the real reason that people are feeling this way, it's like, hey, there is no way in the world that a dark-skinned woman who's a rapper, right, who is rapping in a traditional sense of what rap used to be back in like the 80s and 90s, and who's so creative and has these such big ideas and lives unapologetically, that she's getting all these praise from all these people. Well, sorry to tell you, that's exactly what's happening. So it's just crazy on Twitter to see the think pieces and thought process of people, one, who aren't in the entertainment industry, and then two, having the nerve to say that someone doesn't deserve the current spot that they're in, and that is just paid and payola, even though that's not even what payola is. Okay, so I think Doechii is going to grab 2025 by the balls and literally going to show us what it means to be a creative superstar in this sense. I'm really excited to see what other partnerships that she does, with other creative projects and direction that she's going to be going in. I really hope she does something with Issa Rae. I could see them doing a really dope video series, very similar to what Keke Palmer did. A series was her in a girl group, and it's literally like a web series. And I could really see her and Issa Rae doing something of the similar nature. Or I could also just see her being like a sitcom or some type of short form, something that Issa Rae is working on. So I really hope that that comes to fruition. But I love Doechii, the fact that she is putting foot on necks and being creative and open, doing stuff that you really haven't seen done before, and thinking out of the box and actually putting time and effort into a rollout is chef's kiss. And I'm honestly not surprised with the amount of time and effort that is being put into this rollout. She is signed to TDE, which is also a label that SZA is signed to, and Kendrick also used to be signed to. And they have a really good reputation of working with up-and-coming artists and helping them mold themselves into a brand and really break out into superstars. Like they did it with SZA, they did it with Kendrick, and now you see they're doing it with Doechii, and they have a really good track record. So like I said, I'm not surprised that all this time and effort was put into this rollout, but I'm definitely excited in seeing, what she does next. Yeah, it's about to be dope. The sky's the limit for her. I definitely think 2025 is going to be her year. I would love to see her in the festival circuit. Like, I saw clips of her tour, and when I tell you, Shawty put on a show, she put on a show. Like, there is no reason why every single festival that is happening this year that she not be a part of it. So I'm really excited to see her be, hopefully, fingers crossed, that she'll be on the festival circuit, get exposed to even bigger audiences. Would love to see her to be on tour with somebody as well. I know she was just on tour last year, but I really think that when you have this type of momentum, you can't stop. You got to keep going, or you'll fizzle out and someone else will pop up and come to mind, right? So I really, really pray that, her team utilizes that and has her in the field at these festivals and concerts to help further increase her visibility and reach other audiences, as well as her continuing to nurture the community that she already has. A lot of people are asking her to get back to vlogging on YouTube and creating that type of personal motivational content that she previously did. She mentioned it briefly last year that she was going to do it, so I really hope that's also something that she does. Those who don't know, Miss Jayda. I've never had a bob, my head's too big, but this is what we're doing today, right? Miss Jayda, the iconic bob. She recently launched a beauty line, okay? I loved the rollout that she did. It was super cute. It was giving very much grown and sexy partition. Or actually saw online that it gave an ode to her previous beauty line. When she first started online selling bundles and being on social media, etc., when she was in high school. So I'm super happy to see this come full circle and for her to be able to bring this back. Now, the first item that she dropped in this beauty line was her lip kit, and it's a lip oil, a lip liner, and a nude lip gloss, right? It's sold out. Sold out. We love it. All the reviews that I've seen on TikTok, positive reviews, etc. Now, for the people that bought it and wore it, all positive reviews. Now, there were some people that were questioning the price of this lip kit, right? Because it's $60 and then it is $75 with shipping. People are like, hey, why does this cost so much? I don't get it. And so her first initial response when she was going live, people were like, hey, can we get free shipping? She's like, yeah, I'll do free shipping for you on a Friday or something of that nature. And then I guess people kept just bringing up the price as more people were reviewing. And she went on live and said, y'all don't have to buy it. You can stick with NYX, right? Like, you don't have to buy this because guess what? People are buying it. It's sold out. Now, listen, I understand as a business owner, the frustrations you can get from people trying to tell you how you should price your products, knowing how much time and effort that you put into it. But that's not the way to go, because most people are consumers, not business owners, and they're not going to understand your POV. It's coming off as bitter. It's coming off as elitist, right? And that turned a lot of people off to saying, hey, I don't want, okay, girl, I'm not going to buy this. I'll go to the beauty supply store. I'll go to Ulta, right? And the thing is, we all knew it was going to sell out because Jayda's community rides for her. But the thing is longevity. We've seen so many celebrities and influencers create brands and they fall off, and we want longevity, right? So the initial thing is always going to sell out, but how is that going to keep going? And you need to create loyal customers, because right now people are buying off your name, not the quality of the product. You have no stake in this game right now, right? Very similar to Rihanna. Like, now she has stake in the beauty game, so it's like we're buying it based off of the quality of the products, not just because it's Rihanna, right? Because eventually that fades, especially if the product and the customer service is trash. So you need to start creating that loyal fan base. And I think what she needs to do instead of getting upset at consumers for this backlash, she needs to read what it is that people are saying and turn that into marketing materials, right? So she says her products are vegan. I would take consumers behind the scenes and showcase what it takes to create this product, what ingredients that you're sourcing to make it vegan, etc. And that will show people as to why this price is this price, right? Like, it takes, yes, we know it takes so much money and effort, etc., to run a business, but people don't care about that, right? In their mind, like, okay, I don't care. Like, I just want an affordable product. But if you know if something is really good and it lasts of substance, you don't mind paying for it. So I think going behind the scenes and showcasing, wherever it is this thing is being made, showcasing the ingredients in the lab, like taking us through that process and really showing us how it's being created and the amazing products that you're using. I'm sure when you're utilizing vegan and healthy and non-toxic products, they probably cost more than the toxic ones that you see in the cheaper makeup brands. So explain that, go through that process, right? I also think something she should do is create a campaign that costs it last, or something of that nature, like playing off the words of it lasts. And so many people are saying, well, does it last? Does it last? Does it last? Right? When in reality, we all know as soon as we do something, we reapplying. There's very few glosses that are going to last. I don't know. Actually, I take that back. Glosses are not meant to last through everything. Like matte lipsticks and things of that nature, like that is what that's for. But when you are eating, drinking, smoke a hookah, whatever, like, we have to be realistic here, okay? When it comes to that. But I do think that she should create a campaign to touch on those points about something lasting, so that we can show people, yes, it's going to last through everyday activities. And I think the first initial commercial of the campaign should be her and for her friends, Des, and other people they hang with. They should each be in different scenarios wearing the lip kit, putting on the lip kit to showcase how to get different looks, because Jayda, she may do a brown liner with just like the oil, right? And Des may do the full kit, and then some person may just do the gloss. So different looks with the lip kit so people can see, how to wear it, right? Or different ways to wear it, and have them in different scenarios. Maybe Jayda is taking her son to school, doing mom things. Des is out to dinner. Someone else is smoking hookah. Someone else is at the gym, just showing different scenarios. And literally at the end, like, oh yeah, it lasted. Like, everyone looking in the mirror at the end of the day or the end of their activity in their compact at their house saying it lasted. I think that would be an amazing commercial to really showcase how the product is utilized and that it lasts a long time. I think another aspect of this campaign should focus on the consumers that already bought the product and did the wear test themselves, right? None of the marketing assets really include the aware test with this product, right? Like, you see Jayda putting it on, but like, that's really it. And so I think that she should reward those consumers who took the time to do that, because they weren't getting paid. They didn't have to. So I definitely think that she should include them in the It Lasts campaign, maybe provide them a special PR box. She did mention that she's going to be dropping another product soon. Include them in the campaign and do something fun and cute, kind of similar to what the previous one did in showcasing like how it really lasts, right? Like, maybe have a PR box with some type of like filming equipment and things to be like, all right, y'all, we have everything we need to see if it really lasts. I think that would be super cute. Something else people said was the actual packaging of the product. And they were saying that they like lip glosses that you can see how much is left in the lip gloss. Now, NYX, which one is this? This is Creme Brulee, right? Like, NYX has some really great butter glosses. People love them. I can't see how much I have left or not. But a lot of the high-end glosses you can. So if you are deciding to change the packaging, I would definitely suggest taking us along the journey, showing mock-ups, the process, going live and showing demos and testers, and getting people's feedback. I think that works really well. A person who does that really well is Mia Ray. She has something called Glamaholic, and she goes on live and shows people demos of possible bags and things that she wants to create, and she answers questions. Also, before her drops, because I think she does monthly drops, if I'm not mistaken, unless it's like a special sale, she goes on live and shows people all of the different products, and she shows people how to use it, what you can put into it, the adjustable straps on different sizes, shapes, colors, etc., the whole nine. And that may seem kind of extreme, but when you're doing this, you're combating all of the thoughts that would stop a consumer from buying you, because you're putting it in the marketing asset, so no one really has questions. Now it's just like, sis, I'm either going to buy it or not, right? So I think she should do something similar for it. Again, if she decides to change it, I don't think she should. I mean, this is one of my favorites, and I don't even know when it goes out or not. I guess when nothing comes on the applicator, I don't know. But I think she should definitely do that for the future drops of her whatever makeup items. I don't know what she's about to drop. She just showcased a little box, but I really think that she should go in detail of the process of her building this company, right? I know for her Wait a Min clothing, she shows a lot of behind the scenes daily at the factory with her girls, and kind of the ups and downs of business. And I think a lot of people respect and appreciate her for that. So I definitely think she should continue that process, especially since this is such a new realm for her. And there's so many different beauty lines and things that people can be a part of. I definitely think that, she should just take people along the process and show them the different demos and mock-ups and thoughts, and go on live and just answer questions. Maybe she's already going to do that. I don't know. But that would be my suggestion for her. One last thing I would love to see, and this may never happen on God's green earth, but her and Ari is also an influencer. She has a makeup line as well. And of course, because they're both influencers, they're both rappers, baby mama, people are going to compare them to each other. I would love to see a collab line for a charity. I would love to see a collab line for single mothers, because they are both single mothers. Whether they're in a relationship or not, they are not with their child's father. I think that would be dope. I think that would be very mature of each other. I think that would be great cross-promotional marketing, because their makeups, their vibes are different, right? Jayda to me is very around the way girl. She don't wear makeup every single day. She really has bare face, maybe some lashes and a gloss, and call it a day. That is her vibe. People love that natural look. Where Ari, though her skin is tea, she don't need any makeup. She's very glam, hair done every single day. And I think they have two different vibes. So I really don't feel the need to compare them to each other, because I just feel like they just have two different vibes. So I would love to see that type of collab. What are y'all thoughts? Do you think it can actually happen? We shall see, but it's something I would definitely love to see. Okay, next on the chopping block, we are going to be talking about LiAngelo. For those who don't know, LiAngelo is a professional basketball player who recently dropped a song, okay? And that song has been going viral across social media platforms. He dropped the song with barely any marketing assets in the world, just picked it up, and it's been spreading all over social media, all in the athlete locker rooms. Everybody is loving the song, right? And again, there's no real assets or visuals with this song. And a couple of things that I would love to see for him to help amplify the song. One is remixes, okay? So a lot of artists were like, yo, send me the song, Boosie being one of them, we need it. So I definitely think he should have a remix with Boosie, Nelly, and Murphy Lee. Boosie should have its own, maybe Murphy Lee and Nelly on the remix together. I don't know if they're gonna happen, but I think those three remixes would be dope. A lot of people love this song, and I also think you should have an open verse challenge and have people rap to the song and pick a winner and make that an official remix and create a video with that person. I also think you should create a separate video for Boosie as well as Nelly and Murphy Lee. And I know a lot of you are thinking this is a lot of remixes and a lot of different visuals for one song. Baby, that is the time period that I come from in the early 2000s. There were 6 different remixes, 12 people on each remix, different visuals for everyone. And that's how people was able to ride out and really get everything out of get everything they can out of a song. Nowadays, people put out a song onto the next, put out a song out to the next. They barely even market it. And it's just like, it's such a waste because there's so much more that you could be doing and so much more money that you could be making from really milking that song and putting all your time and effort into it. So I really think that he should do that because he has something here that this could be the song of the year if he keeps putting out these remixes and visuals, right? I also think, now I had this thought before the wildfires came about, but for Grammys, right? Back in the early 2000s, you know, a lot of the rappers would be pulling up on their 22 spinning rims on the red carpet, creating a show. Now, with the wildfires being, you know, what it is and the everything going on in LA, I really don't know if this is appropriate, but let's just pretend in a different world. If it wasn't, I would have loved to see him roll up on the Grammys, blasting that in a Cadillac Range Rover 22 spinning rims with old school early 2000s outfit on. So back during that time, a lot of the men wore oversized suits, like they were just very baggy with do-rags and chains and stuff like that. I would love to see him do that. Something else I would love to see a part of this campaign is for him to go to different cities and host a early 2000s Y2K party. So in all the major cities like New York, Miami, DC, LA, etc., and just host a early, well, maybe not LA, but host an early 2000s Y2K party. This way, he is connecting with the fans at the ground level early on. I think that's super important. Early on, right? Like, when you have this type of momentum, you want to get in while you're hot and make those types of connections. So I definitely think that that is something he should do all over the city. And then I also think during homecoming time that he should go to different colleges and perform this song, specifically because the college athletes love it. So I definitely think he should do the homecoming circuit as well. In between all of these things, he should be making content surrounding this song and making multiple different videos and, of course, music video. Now, recently he signed a deal with Def Jam for $8 million guaranteed, $30 million total. And that is probably why he hasn't put out any digital assets or content surrounding it, because he was working on that deal. So I'm very excited to see what he does with this, like the direction that he's going to be going. And what Def Jam has for them. I personally don't think that he should have signed, to be honest with you. There was no reason for him to sign unless he just really wanted some quick money. But again, if you would have done the things that I just mentioned, you would have got that money like this. But for some people, especially when you grow up in a certain era, like signing to a label was your ticket to freedom. You've officially made it, right? There was no social media. The only way you were going to get your record played and go to these places, like you had to be associated with a label to make it in the music industry at that time. That is not the case anymore, as we are currently seeing with independent artists blowing up. And when labels, unlike NBA contracts, give you that money in advance, they have to recoup it. Okay? And it takes a long time to recoup millions of dollars from streaming. It's very different than recouping from CDs and cassette tapes, etc. So I just don't think he should have signed. And I really hope they didn't set him up. Let me just say that. Not saying that he can't make millions of dollars from this song, but what people don't understand is you get an advance, you spend it, you ask for some more, and then a lot of people just get caught up to where they're owing 10s, 20s, 30s, millions of dollars to the label, and every time they make music and drop it, they don't get to keep any of that money. Now, his dad is very protective, not just him, but all of his brothers, and I definitely don't think his dad would set him up for failure. I'm sure he was in those meetings, head down, focused, like, what are we doing? Okay. And yeah, I'm sure, they looked over it, but in my personal opinion, of someone who's been working in entertainment for a very long time at this point, who also has a law degree, who also has multiple years of background in marketing, I don't think it was needed. I think he really could have just rallied the industry around him and got all these cosigns and put people on the remixes, and it would have been dope. And then he could have kept dropping music. But hey, not my decision. Congrats to him signing to the label. I only hope for the best. See, every time I'm just going to reapply because I'm just a girl. I'm only going to hope for the best, and we shall see what happens. I just hope they drop visuals soon because people's attention span are like this. So we need to hurry up. The deal is signed. Drop the remix, drop the music video, drop visuals, drop a mini tour with these early 2000s parties. Do something. Okay, we'll be waiting. So many of you have probably seen on social media about a new women's basketball league called Unrivaled. It is a 3-on-3 league that was created by two previous or current, I don't want to say previous, I think they both still play, women's professional athletes. They were created by two professional women athletes, which I love. Very similar league to Ice Cube's Big Three, right? Now, that league was created for athletes who don't want to go overseas and who wanted to play in the US, get paid, and also the fans have ownership of the actual teams. So you buy a digital asset, you own a part of a team, you get certain perks of the team, etc. And this has been going on for about 2 or 3 years. It's a very similar concept in regards to how the games are played. Now, with the Big Three, they travel to different cities, and for the first season of Unrivaled, they're actually all going to be based in Miami. So that is something different. Another difference of this is the amount of partnerships that are involved and the experience that they're providing, not just for the athletes, but also the fans. So one of the first things that I loved about this is that they told the story as to why this league was created. And I always tell people, whenever you're dropping a product, a service, or launching anything, there needs to be a story behind it. That's how you get people connected and interested. And, oh, this is not just another league. No, this is why this is important, why we created it. And these two athletes went through the reasons why. Payment being one of the biggest, right? Like the WNBA barely pays anything. And a lot of these women who play professionally a game they love be struggling after, or even struggling while they're playing. Then they have to go overseas and get paid even less, or they choose to go overseas, right? So payment, they are priding themselves as being one of the highest paid leagues for these athletes. Another thing is ownership, right? And they're providing equity for all the players in it. That's also something that's really important. So I really love that they told their stories and introduced us as to why they created this league. Next, with their rollout, they provided the behind the scenes of all the branding materials, and they showed us a brand kit that they have. It's a 1-pager of the different colors and fonts and type logos, and explaining as to why they picked that. So they shared that asset, then they showed a meeting as to why they picked certain things and what they wanted this league to represent and how they wanted to make people feel. Another dope thing that they do that I really love on their socials is that they have someone like drawing on a piece of paper, and he's talking and visually showcasing different things about the league, like showcasing the pay, equity, and the payment. I think that's just something super cool that we haven't really seen in regards to marketing assets. So I definitely want to make that point. Something else they do for their rollout is they provide each player their own spotlight, and they post them individually each day saying, hey, this person is a part of the league with this team, right? And I love providing each player, whether they're injuries or someone not as known, and giving them their spotlight on this platform. Like, it seems as though Unrivaled is a league, but it is a springboard platform for these athletes to grow their brand even bigger. They're not trying to minimize them and say, no, you're under us. It's like, no, utilize us to increase your brand. So I love that they're doing it. Another aspect of their rollout is that they are allowing each team to have their own brand in itself. One of the teams is called Phantom, and all their content is in black and white. And again, every team has different personalities. Every team has a thought process of how they want things to go and how they want to show up on the court and what their team branding means to them. And so providing that for those teams as well is super, super dope. I love that aspect. They do really dope announcements with their partnerships. So like they have a partnership with TNT where people can watch the games, which makes it so much easier to watch. That's something the Big Three didn't do, and I really wish that they have, because that would have gave them a lot more exposure, being super visible on a cable network. They have a partnership with Samsung. They just announced that this week, where they are going to be utilizing Samsung as their tech partner and providing different Samsung phones, I'm assuming to creators, to capture content around the clock at these games. So not only are you getting a POV like watching or from the social media team, but you're also getting a dedicated place where you can see POV from different fans. That's something we haven't seen before, so I love that. They also had a partnership with Sephora and Fenty Beauty, and we saw that come about for their media day. And during this time, all of the women got their hair and makeup done. You could see their faces light up saying how pretty they felt. And I think this is super important because a lot of people market women athletes as just an athlete. They negate the fact that they are a woman and try to focus on that they're just an athlete. And you can't do that, right? Like, you are more than just an athlete. And being a woman is something you can't turn off. It's something that you can't hide, right? Like, and other women want to relate to that because there are things that we go through as women that men don't go through. And I think that capitalizing off of marketing them as women athletes is something that the WNBA definitely doesn't do, and a lot of other brands struggle with or just don't do it at all. Like, there's no reason why there's not more campaigns with like makeup brands, hair companies, feminine hygiene products, etc. with these athletes, right? Like, I couldn't imagine playing and I'm on my period. Like, I just have horrible periods, etc., right? Or being postpartum and all those types of things that we go through as women. So I loved seeing that aspect. That was a different light that we haven't seen these athletes. Unrivaled has raised over $35 million. And they have some amazing people who are investors, like Coco, who's a tennis player. I think Ashton Kutcher, like just so many people who are involved in this. And I think this may let me not say that. I don't think this is going to replace the WNBA just because the WNBA is under the NBA, but they're definitely giving them a run for their money. They are literally solving so many issues that has been going on since the beginning of the WNBA, which has been years, right? And they were able to solve this in 1 year. Like, they literally started posting about this league last year. It only took them a year. So what were y'all doing all these years? What was the issue? Why can't we increase the pay? Why haven't you provide more branding opportunities, more platforms for these people? Like, and the WNBA has hundreds, if not thousands of employees and tons more resources and more money than these women right here. And they were able to do it and bootstrap it in a year. I love that. I love it so much. So listen, everyone at Unrivaled, I'm super excited to see what you guys are doing. Tip-off is about to take place soon. Like I said, they are going to be having these games in Miami. They took over a space and decorated and all the things. And like, I'm just excited to see it. I know there's more announcements along the way with these partnerships. So definitely stay tuned to see what is next with them. I want to talk about Gervonta Davis and Chrome Hearts, right? So Gervonta Davis posted a piece of furniture with Chrome Hearts and was like, yo, let's work. I'm someone who's been rocking with y'all for a while, putting people on, etc. This week, he crashed out and basically cursed them out, I guess because they don't want to pay him. They don't want to work with him. I really don't know the reason, but this is a perfect lesson in ownership and branding. At the end of the day, these brands don't owe you anything. They don't have to work with you. They don't have to pay you, right? Like, we need to understand that and get this through your head. Like, I don't care if you're the president or Beyonce. They don't have to give you any money. And because of that, I always tell people brand partnerships are low-hanging fruit when it comes to building an online platform. Because if you do something they don't like and they do hire you and pay you, they can pull it from you instantly. But if you own something, that can't happen. So I definitely think that this should be a lesson, not only for him, but also other influencers and creators as you're building your own community, to have multiple streams of income and have your own stuff. When I first started, I was a natural hair influencer and I worked with brands. This was back in 2017. And I quickly realized, like, yo, I'm doing all this work to make these people money. I want to do other things, right? So I started offering consultations. I sold t-shirts. I sold digital products. So it's like, at the end of the day, I stopped doing brand partnerships for like a while. I really just didn't care to do it, but I was still able to make money online because I built my own brand, built my community, and I had value. So I could sell things to people, or I could pitch myself to be hired as a consultant to other companies. So I definitely think this is a lesson for people to have your own thing, right? Like, yes, and brand partnerships are great starting out. Use that money invested in things, but use that to make your own thing. And that's one of the things I love about Jayda and Ari, is that that's what they're doing right now. They've realized they're might getting paid $50,000, but that company is making millions off of them. So why not do that for myself? So for Gervonta, I think there's a couple ways that you can go about it. One, making sure that moving forward, you're only working with brands and companies that appreciate you and see that the value that you bring to the table. Be very strategic about the things that you wear in public and online, and making sure that, hey, I'm not going to wear nothing unless I'm getting a check. It's going to be a plain t-shirt and some sweats unless I'm getting a check, right? And also know if you decide to work with another brand, I think True Religion would be a dope brand because it's coming back and they need a face, and that could be you. But if you decide to do another brand, keep that in mind. If you do something they don't like, they can pull the contract. They have that in the closet. So that's something to think about. Another option is that you can create your own line under a bigger brand, very similar to Kanye. A lot of people do this to start out, to understand the business better and to utilize their resources so they don't have to put as much money up front. But again, depending on your contract, we see what happened with Kanye and how Adidas tried to snag him up, right? So that's also something to keep in mind. Third option, learn and do everything yourself. Connect with a dope designer from your area, your friends, and put it all together. Utilize drop shipping, go source materials, and put out your own clothing brand or whatever it is that you want to do, whether it be hats, sweatshirts, hoodies, t-shirts. You have a community of fans in a city that loves you, and I know that you can sell it out. You just need to take time to do that. Do you have to put up your own money? Will this take more time and effort than the other two? Yes. But the great thing about it is you can still do other brand partnerships while you're building up this brand and utilize that money for that brand. And then when you get to a place where you're steady making money, you can just put all your efforts into that brand. That's honestly what I think the best route would be for you. Again, it takes more work. You got to put money up front. You probably won't make money off the bat, but that is the cost to be the boss. But the great thing about it is ownership, and you will own it. You can do anything that you want with that business, and you don't have to worry about anybody taking that from you. So that's just some advice that I would have for you. That is it for this episode of the Wind Down, okay? Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, okay? Also, feel free to let me know what else you want to see from me. Is there certain brands or people that you want me to talk about? Certain news that you want to see? Definitely let me know for sure.